Are you ready to uncover the hidden treasures that might be sitting in your pocket change right now? Today we are diving into the top 7 rarest and most valuable wheat pennies ever struck in the United States. These are not just ordinary coins, they are the 1-cent pieces that collectors dream about, coins that have transformed everyday finds into life-changing fortunes. From rare minting mistakes to dates that almost never show up in circulation, each penny on this list carries its own story, its own mystery, and a value that will leave you amazed. Make sure you stay with me until the very end, because the number 1 wheat penny on this list has left auction houses stunned with its jaw-dropping price. Number 1. What if I told you that a simple penny you could find in an old coin jar might be worth a fortune today? The 1944 wheat penny with a D mint mark is one of those coins that continues to amaze collectors and investors with its stunning auction results. Some examples have sold for thousands upon thousands of dollars, and one in near-perfect condition shocked the coin world when it crossed the auction block for an incredible $115,000 at Heritage Auctions in August of the year 2010. That is right, a 1-cent coin bringing over $100,000. The history of the 1944 D penny makes it even more fascinating. During World War II, copper was so important for ammunition that in 1943, pennies were struck on zinc-coated steel planchets instead. But by 1944, the U.S. Mint returned to copper, striking millions of wheat pennies in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Among these, the Denver Mint pieces carry the small D mint mark under the date, and today they remain a favorite among collectors, especially in higher grades. Let us take a closer look at its design and features. On the obverse you see the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, the word Liberty to the left, the year 1944 to the right, and the tiny D mint mark just below the date. The reverse shows the classic wheat ears design with the words 1 cent and United States of America framed beautifully between 2 stalks of wheat. Add in the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, and you have an iconic design that has become a legend in American coinage. Now here is where things get exciting. Regular 1944 D copper wheat pennies are common in circulation, but condition changes everything. In lower grades they might only bring a few cents, but in high mint state grades with full original luster, collectors pay staggering amounts. One 1944 D copper penny graded MS67 red by PCGS sold for an astonishing $115,000 at Heritage Auctions in 2010. That record stands as one of the most remarkable prices ever achieved for a copper Lincoln cent from this era. And now, my dear viewers, for your information, there is an even rarer twist to the 1944 D story. By accident, a few leftover steel planchets from 1943 were struck in Denver in 1944. These coins are the 1944 D steel wheat pennies, and they are among the rarest U.S. coins ever created. Experts believe only a handful exist today. One example sold through Heritage Auctions in January of 2008 for an unbelievable $373,750. Imagine holding a 1-cent coin that could sell for nearly $400,000. It is almost beyond belief. This is exactly why collectors search so carefully for 1944 D pennies. Always look at the material first. If the coin is copper, it could be valuable in top condition. But if it appears gray, shiny, and sticks to a magnet, you may have discovered the ultra-rare steel version. Whether copper or steel, the condition will always drive the value higher, so preservation matters. So where can you find one of these incredible coins? Start with family collections, coin jars, and estate sales. Search through rolls from banks and local flea markets, because discoveries have been made in the most unexpected places. Always confirm your find with a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC, because certification is the only way to secure maximum value at auction. The 1944 D wheat penny tells a story of American history, minting errors, and collector passion all in one small coin. The copper version can bring you thousands if it is in top shape, and the steel version could bring you life-changing money. No matter what you find, this penny proves that even the smallest coin can carry enormous value. Thank you so much for watching this video about the 1944 D wheat penny. If you enjoyed learning about this ultra-rare and valuable coin, please give this video a like, share it with friends who love coins, and leave a comment below telling me if you have ever checked your wheat pennies for hidden treasures. Do not forget to subscribe for more exciting stories of rare coins and unbelievable auction prices, because your support keeps the hunt alive. Number 2. Imagine pulling a penny from your pocket that looks ordinary at first glance, but then you notice something unusual on the date. The 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most famous coins in American history, because of a dramatic minting error that turned an everyday coin into a collector's dream. And this little 1-cent piece has stunned the coin market with prices soaring well into the tens of thousands of dollars at major auctions. Stay with me, because I am about to show you exactly why this coin is so rare, what makes it valuable, and the jaw-dropping amounts collectors have already paid to own it. The story of the 1955 wheat penny begins at the Philadelphia Mint, which struck more than 330 million 1-cent coins that year. Unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco, these carry no mint mark under the date. But during the production process, a small number of dies became misaligned when the date was being impressed, creating one of the boldest and most dramatic double die errors ever seen on a U.S. coin. This mistake gave birth to the legendary 1955 double die wheat penny. The unique features of this coin are unmistakable once you know what to look for. On the obverse, the word Liberty, the date 1955, and the motto "In God We Trust" all shows strong doubling that can be seen even without magnification. The reverse appears normal, with the famous wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This bold doubling is what separates the valuable era coin from the ordinary 1955 penny. Rarity and condition play a major role in the coin's desirability. Fewer than 24,000 examples of the double die are believed to have been released into circulation, most of them mixed in with cigarette vending machine change in the northeastern United States. Today, many survivors show heavy wear, but collectors are still willing to pay strong prices even for circulated examples. In high mint state with full red color, values skyrocket because so few pristine coins exist. The current market value of the 1955 double die penny is extraordinary. In average circulated condition, prices can easily range from $1,000 to $5,000 depending on grade. But in higher mint state levels, the numbers become jaw-dropping. In January of the year 2015, Heritage Auctions sold a PCGS MS-65 red example for an incredible $114,000. That proves the power of collector demand for this iconic era coin. If you are hunting for this coin, there are a few tips you should always remember. First, examine every 1955 penny with no mint mark carefully under good lighting. Look closely at the date and the word Liberty for that strong doubling. Do not confuse it with minor machine doubling, which looks flat and shelf-like, while the true double die shows thick and rounded letters. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to help, and if you believe you have one, always send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Collectors treasure the 1955 double die wheat penny because it represents one of the greatest and most dramatic minting blunders in American coinage. It is a coin that turned a simple cent into a six-figure rarity, inspiring generations of treasure hunters to check their pocket change. Even after nearly 70 years, the thrill of finding one has never faded, and it remains one of the most legendary coins in the Lincoln Cent series. Number 3. What if I told you that a penny from 1937 without a mint mark could be worth far more than its face value today? This coin, nearly 90 years old, has captured the attention of collectors everywhere, not only for its history but also for the surprising prices it brings at auction. Stay with me until the end, because I am about to reveal exactly what makes this penny valuable, how to spot the most desirable examples, and the record prices that will make you check your collection immediately. The 1937 wheat penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which explains why it carries no mint mark under the date. That year, the Philadelphia Mint produced more than 309 million pennies, making the coin common in circulation at the time. However, as decades passed, the number of surviving coins in pristine condition dropped dramatically, which is why high-grade examples are now highly sought after by collectors. The design of the 1937 wheat penny remains iconic. On the obverse, you see President Abraham Lincoln facing right, the word liberty on the left, the motto "In God We Trust" above, and the date 1937 to the right with no mint mark. The reverse shows the classic wheat ears design, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E pluribus unum. While simple in appearance, the beauty of the design combined with historical significance makes this coin a timeless collectible. Rarity comes not from the mintage itself, but from condition. In circulated grades, the 1937 no mint mark penny is easy to find and may only bring a few cents above face value. But in higher mint state with full original red luster, the coin becomes much scarcer. Collectors pay strong premiums for coins graded MS66 or higher, because very few original coins from 1937 have survived without wear, scratches, or discoloration. The market value of this coin proves the power of condition. In circulated condition, values typically range from 5 cents to a few dollars. But in gem mint state with full red color, prices soar into the hundreds and even thousands. The record auction price for a 1937 no mint mark wheat penny came when Heritage Auctions sold a stunning PCGS MS68 red example for an extraordinary $7,638. Imagine, a 1-cent coin bringing nearly $8,000 because of its remarkable condition. So what should you look for if you are searching for this coin? Always start with the color and luster. Collectors prize coins that are full red, with minimal spots or toning. Next, check the strike and sharpness of detail, especially in Lincoln's hair and beard. The fewer marks or abrasions, the better. And finally, remember that certified examples from PCGS or NGC will always command stronger prices, because authentication and grading are trusted by serious collectors and auction houses. Collectors love the 1937 wheat penny because it represents a classic era in American coinage. Even though it was produced in large numbers, the passage of time has made top-quality survivors rare and highly desirable. For many collectors, completing a set of Lincoln wheat cents requires finding a gem example of this coin, which is why the demand remains strong today. The 1937 no mint mark wheat penny proves that even common coins can become valuable treasures when preserved in exceptional condition. Whether you find one in an old collection, inherit one from family, or discover a hidden gem at a coin show, always remember that history and quality are what drive value in the numismatic world. Number 4. Imagine pulling an old penny from a jar and realizing it could be worth thousands of dollars. The 1939 wheat penny with no mint mark may look ordinary at first glance, but collectors know this coin can bring incredible value when found in top condition. Stay with me until the end, because I will reveal its history, what to look for, and the astonishing prices it has already sold for at major auctions. The story of the 1939 wheat penny begins at the Philadelphia Mint, where more than 315 million pieces were struck. These carry no mint mark under the date, because Philadelphia coins of that era were produced without one. While common in circulation, the true treasure lies in the small percentage of coins that survived in pristine condition, untouched for more than 80 years. The design remains one of the most iconic in American coinage. On the obverse, you see Abraham Lincoln facing right, the motto "In God We Trust" above, liberty on the left, and the date 1939 to the right with no mint mark. On the reverse, the classic wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E pluribus unum. This simple but timeless design makes every wheat penny collectible, but when you add rarity of condition, the value soars. Now let us talk about rarity and value. In average circulated grades, the 1939 no mint mark penny is common and usually sells for just a few cents, maybe up to 50 cents depending on where. But when the coin is preserved in uncirculated mint state, things change dramatically. In mint state grades, collectors pay strong premiums. For example, an MS63 red coin can bring around $30, an MS66 red can sell for more than $100, and an MS67 red has been valued at more than $130. But here is the exciting part. My dear viewers, for your information, the 1939 no mint mark penny has reached jaw-dropping prices at the very top of the grading scale. In rare cases, when the coin is certified in MS68 red with nearly perfect surfaces and blazing original color, the value explodes. One such coin shocked the market when it sold for an astonishing $36,000 at auction. Imagine, a coin that once bought a stick of gum now bringing the price of a brand new car. That is the incredible power of condition and collector demand. So what should you look for when hunting the 1939 penny with no mint mark? First, always check for color. Collectors pay the most for coins with full red luster, because they are the hardest to preserve. Next, examine the strike, paying attention to sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard. Fewer marks, scratches, or spots mean higher grades and higher value. Finally, always have your coin authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC, because serious collectors and auction houses only pay record prices for certified examples. Collectors love the 1939 wheat penny because it combines high mintage history with the thrill of condition rarity. While millions exist in lower grades, the small handful of nearly perfect survivors keep demand strong at every major auction. This coin reminds us that even the most ordinary pocket change can become a prized treasure when preserved with care. The 1939 no mint mark wheat penny proves that not all value comes from low mintage or dramatic errors. Sometimes it is condition alone that makes a coin legendary. Whether you find one in your family collection or purchase a certified gem from an auction, this coin remains a symbol of how history and quality turn copper into gold in the world of numismatics. Number 5. What if I told you a single penny from the year 1945 with no mint mark once sold for over $20,400 at heritage auctions in 2022? That is right, my friends, an ordinary-looking wheat penny, struck in massive numbers during the end of World War II, has stunned collectors and investors with jaw-dropping prices. Stay with me until the very end of this video because you will not believe what makes this coin so desirable, how you can spot one, and why the market continues to chase it with so much demand. The story of this penny begins in a moment of global history. In 1945, the world was emerging from the shadow of war, and even the smallest coin in America carried significance. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 1,040,515,000 wheat pennies that year, all without a mint mark. That massive mintage makes the coin seem common at first glance, but history shows that survival in perfect, untouched condition is extremely rare, and those are the coins that change lives when they appear at auction. The design is classic Lincoln wheat cent beauty. On the front, President Abraham Lincoln faces right with "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1945 to the right. On the reverse, the wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the proud motto E Pluribus Unum at the top. But the real difference between a penny worth just 1 cent and a penny worth thousands comes down to subtle details. Brilliant red copper color, razor-sharp strike, and immaculate surfaces are the ingredients that transform this coin from pocket change to treasure. Although billions were made, very few exist today in high grade with blazing red luster. The rarity is not in the number struck but in the condition that survives. Collectors crave MS67 red or higher examples, and those are virtually impossible to find in circulation today. Most 1945 pennies you see are brown or heavily worn, but if you find one with original red brilliance and perfect strike, you are looking at something that collectors are ready to battle for at auction. Now let us talk about money because this is where it gets exciting. In circulated grades, these pennies are worth just a few cents, maybe $1 or $2 if lightly worn. But in gem uncirculated condition, prices climb dramatically. A 1945 no mint mark wheat penny graded MS67 plus red sold at heritage auctions in 2022 for an astonishing $20,400. Other top red examples have reached several thousands of dollars at major auction houses like Stack's Bowers and Heritage. These numbers prove that demand for this coin in elite condition is strong and growing. So what do you need to look for if you are hunting this rare beauty? First, study the color. Red is the most valuable, red-brown is second, and brown is least valuable. Second, Look at Lincoln's hair and the wheat lines. Sharp detail means strong strike, and collectors pay more for that. Third, watch for any spots, scratches, or carbon marks because those lower the grade dramatically. If you think you have a promising coin, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to secure its authenticity and grade, which adds tremendous trust and market value. Collectors today are competing fiercely for this coin because it represents a perfect storm of history, nostalgia, and rarity. Even though the mintage was huge, almost no examples survive in the top red condition that makes headlines. The market shows no sign of slowing, and every time a new record breaker appears, it sets fire to collector interest all over again. That means your chances of finding a valuable one might be slim, but they are never zero. So always check those old penny jars and coin rolls. The 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark proves that value is not always about rarity in numbers, but about rarity in quality. With a record price of more than $20,400, it is a coin that inspires collectors and treasure hunters alike. So keep your eyes open because the next great discovery could be sitting in your change right now. Number 6. What if I told you a penny from 1947 that looks like every other cent in your spare change might be worth far more than you think? The 1947 wheat penny with no mint mark is common in lower grades, yet in pristine condition it fetches serious money from collectors who demand perfection. In 1947, right after World War II, the Philadelphia Mint produced nearly 190,555,000 wheat pennies, all without a mint mark, because coins minted in Philadelphia then typically had no mint mark. Despite the huge production, most coins were used in everyday transactions and show wear, which means survivors in high grade are much scarcer than you'd expect. At first glance the coin looks familiar. On the obverse is Abraham Lincoln facing right. "In God we trust." Above, Liberty, to the left, the date. 1947. To the right, and no mint mark under the date. On the reverse are the two wheat stalks framing, 1 cent, and United States of America, with E pluribus unum at the top. Those basic design elements are steady, but what sets a valuable example apart is strike sharpness, original copper color, especially red or red-brown, and surfaces free of damage or heavy wear. Although millions were struck, very few remain in gem quality. Collectors are especially looking for uncirculated coins, mint state, with full red color, strong luster, and minimal imperfections. In circulated coins, even those in good condition, value remains modest, but once you get into high MS grades, prices jump steeply. Some MS-65 or MS-67 red examples have sold for $18,000 or more at major auction sales. In more everyday condition, a 1947 no mint mark penny in good to very fine grade might only be worth a few cents to $1 or $2. Coins in about uncirculated AU grades might bring a couple of dollars. Certified uncirculated pieces in red, brown, or red, especially MS-63 to MS-65, tend to go for tens to maybe $50 or more depending on eye appeal. In top levels, MS-67 red with superb surfaces is where the six-figure potential starts to be discussed among serious collectors. If you want to find one or assess what you have, look closely at color first. Full original red is king, red-brown is good, brown is least desirable in terms of premium. Examine the strike. Look for sharp details on Lincoln's hair, on the date, on Liberty, and crisp wheat stalks on the reverse. Also carefully check for any spots, corrosion, cleaning marks, or discoloration. Even small damage will massively reduce value. Finally, if you believe you have a high-quality example, get it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Certification makes a huge difference in the marketplace. The 1947 no mint mark wheat penny is one of those coins that shows how collector demand is driven less by rarity in absolute numbers and more by rarity in condition. While many were made, few survived perfectly. For collectors assembling high-grade Lincoln wheat cent sets, this date in top condition is highly sought after. Number 7. Have you ever imagined that a simple 1 cent coin from 1957 could hold the power to change your fortune? The wheat penny with no mint mark from this year might look ordinary at first glance, but some examples have shocked collectors with their incredible value at auction. In the next few minutes, you will discover the hidden story of this coin, what makes it so unique, how to identify one worth thousands of dollars, and where you might find it even today. Stay with me until the very end, because you will not want to miss the jaw-dropping price one of these pennies sold for at a major auction house. The year 1957 was one of the final years of the wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 until 1958. By this time, the coin had already become an American icon, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic wheat ears on the reverse. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck the no mint mark variety, produced hundreds of millions of these pennies, and most people would assume that makes them common and almost worthless. But here is where the story gets fascinating, because not every 1957 penny is the same, and some have features that place them among the most valuable small cents in history. One of the most important things to look for on a 1957 wheat penny is its condition. Collectors use a grading scale that starts at good and goes all the way up to mint state, and the difference in value between a worn example and a flawless coin can be enormous. Another detail to watch carefully is the strike, because sharp, bold details on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears often attract serious collector demand. Even more exciting are error coins, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These rare mistakes are highly desirable and can transform a penny that looks ordinary into a treasure worth thousands. Now let us talk about the market value, because this is where the story of the 1957 no mint mark penny becomes truly thrilling. At a Heritage Auctions event in January of the year 2010, a spectacular 1957 wheat penny graded mint state 67 red by PCGS stunned the collecting world when it sold for $5,287. And that is just one example, because high-grade coins continue to bring impressive results at auctions across the country. In ordinary circulated condition, these pennies might be worth only a few cents, but in pristine mint state with vibrant red luster, they can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. For collectors and enthusiasts, the hunt for a valuable 1957 penny begins with knowledge and careful searching. Always check pocket change, coin rolls from the bank, and inherited collections, because you never know where a rare gem might be hiding. Use a magnifying glass to examine the date, the strike, and the condition closely. And if you believe you have found a high-grade example or an unusual error, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication. Coins certified by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC almost always sell for higher prices because buyers trust their accuracy and guarantee. The demand for wheat pennies remains strong in today's coin market because they are not only pieces of history but also affordable entry points for new collectors. The 1957 no mint mark penny is especially popular because it represents the end of an era, just 1 year before the wheat reverse design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. That historical connection adds charm, and when paired with rarity and high grade, it creates serious excitement in auctions and private sales. So the next time you come across a 1957 penny, do not dismiss it as ordinary pocket change. Look carefully, because you might be holding a piece of numismatic history worth far more than 1 cent. Whether you are a new collector or an experienced treasure hunter, this is one coin that should always grab your attention. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed learning about the hidden value of the 1957 wheat penny with no mint mark, please give this video a like, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and leave a comment below to share if you have ever found one of these amazing coins. Your engagement helps bring more exciting coin content to the community, and who knows, your story could inspire another collector on their journey.